The Nintendo GameCube is the best console ever made. Okay, it's not. It's objectively not. But it's certainly the best console ever released with a handle. What's going on, guys? Evan back here, and I just wanted to do an overview of all of my GameCube games. I've been really feeling these console overviews, and I've been working on this one for a little bit. There's about 70 games in my GameCube collection. It was one of the first consoles I went really hard at when I started game collecting. So yeah, I don't want to waste too much of your time. This collection is mostly killer. There's some filler in there, but it's like justified filler in my opinion. And there's not too many games that I want. I would say Custom Robo is like the one game that I always think of I'm missing in my GameCube collection. But after that, I got most of the games I want. So that's all I got. So let's get right into it.
All right, we're back here at the hand cam with a slightly different wooden surface, but still same vibe. I just didn't feel like tearing my desk apart again. We'll start with Animal Crossing. So I've never played this game. This is actually from Meg's childhood collection. It's in great shape. Unfortunately, I can't really speak on the game because I haven't played it, but it's a classic, and it made Meg love Animal Crossing, and she's played all of them since, so I trust that it's very good. Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, Attack of the Twonkies. This game, I played it a lot as a kid, and that's why I insisted on buying it. It's in like a replacement case. It's kind of ugly, and I don't even know. I think the art is genuine. This is one of my arguments for why it's okay to have filler games, because it's something I played as a kid, and it's not the worst game ever made, so it's a cool one to have, and gives me memories. Brings me back, you know. ATV2, Quad Power Racing. Again, this is one that Meg had as a kid. This is not from her childhood collection. We just rebought this. Kind of funny that the sticker says Resident Evil 2 up here. But we played it like once or twice. It's fine. There's better ATV games. Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. The price says it all. It was really cheap, and it was at GameStop. And it was back when they had just started stocking retro, and I was like, yeah, cool. All right, we have Cabela's Outdoor Adventures and Cabela's Dangerous Hunts 2. Both of these are not my games. I've never played them. This one kind of looks interesting, though. It looks like an actual like first-person shooter, like Doom with animals. So maybe that's cool. Outdoor Adventures, I don't know. It'd be cool to actually fish. I like fishing games, kind of. Crazy Taxi. This one brings me back to when I was a youngin', and I didn't play it on GameCube. I played it on Dreamcast, because here's a little bit about me. When I was about 14 or 15 years old, I started game collecting, and at the time I had an NES, and I really wanted a Dreamcast, and so then I eventually got a Dreamcast, and Crazy Taxi was the first and only game I had for a long time, and I played the hell out of it. So getting this when I restarted my game collecting journey back in 2023, I was super excited to play this again, and it was just as good as I remembered it. Dave Mirra, Freestyle BMX. Honestly, I think I did a buy two get one, and I needed to get a free game, and this was the free game. Have not played it. Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. This game is a must play and a must own if you have a GameCube. I love survival horror, and we could talk about more later because there will be a lot more survival horror to come. However, Eternal Darkness stands alone. This game, I think, ranks up there. If I had to put it on a list with all of the classic Resident Evil games, this one probably ranks in at second or third. It is so good. The sanity effects, the story, it's just so different than what you're usually used to with survival horror. Nintendo, the first M-rated game they had ever published, they staked their claim on this game, and for damn good reason. It is so good, and it's so sad. We probably won't ever see this one come to modern platforms. There's a whole lot of mix-up with who actually owns the rights to this game. Unfortunately, it might be stuck on the GameCube, but you should track down a copy if you're a survival horror fan, or if you love interesting, unique games, because this, I don't want to say too much about it, because you should go into this game blind until you need a guide, because it's kind of like a guide game, in my opinion. But yeah, really, really good. Extreme G3, this game I bought at a convention, and I was like, oh yeah, this is something I've wanted to play. And then I opened it, and there was no game in there. However, I do have this copy of Star Fox Assault in here. I can give you a little bit of a warning going forward. There are going to be some games and cases that don't match. I had a thrift store find a couple months ago where there were a lot of games and a lot of cases that didn't match, but it was still worth it to get it because they were all really good GameCube games, and they were $3 each. So just a little bit of a warning going forward. I will be opening the games to check. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. I just wanted to have this because the spine art looks really nice. I've played this game before, and it's okay. It was really cheap. It's the only Final Fantasy on GameCube, so yeah, why not? Let's throw it in the collection.
Hey guys, just a quick heads up here. If you guys are liking this video, hit that like button and hit subscribe if you like more game talk and collection overviews just like this.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. This one is a serious childhood throwback for me. I played this game to completion when I was young, and it's actually pretty good. These early Harry Potter games did a really good job of making like a Zelda kind of mini adventure light. They're not as polished as Zelda, but they kind of feel like Zelda. This one actually is not bad even still. Like if you wanted to play this, you're gonna have a good time with it. It didn't age too terribly. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I got this with Narnia, and I've never played this one. I don't know why I own this. I really don't. Harvest Moon, Another Wonderful Life. This is from Meg's collection. She loves farming games, and I think this is the one she got her start on. This game eventually did get remade on Switch if you want to play it, but not under the Harvest Moon name. Magical Melody. I've seen Meg play this a lot, and I actually think it looks pretty good for what a GameCube Harvest Moon game could be. This one's also on Wii, if you want to play it that way. The Incredibles. I actually got this. We helped a friend move, and she paid me in GameCube games. So Incredibles was one of them. 007 Agent Under Fire. This is actually Meg's game, but I have a long history with it. Me and my brother used to play it all the time when we were kids. This was our go-to game. We played this game. Like, some people have memories with GoldenEye. Agent Under Fire was my GoldenEye. We played this game constantly. It's actually still really good if you just fix the controls a little bit. It's really fun play. This is a quality first-person shooter and absolutely worth a pickup because it's really not that expensive. Give this one a shot. Kirby Air Ride. I like City Trial. You like City Trial. Everything else is kind of eh, but City Trial is really fun. I don't know if this game's worth $80 though. It's gotten really expensive. People defend it to the death. I don't think I'm on that boat. Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures. This is actually one of the first GameCube games I got when I started collecting. It was given to me. I was never a huge fan of it, but I can appreciate what it's trying to do. I've never played it with the Game Boys linked up to it. Maybe it's more fun then, but like playing it by yourself, this game is just okay. The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. I like Wind Waker quite a bit, but I don't like it as much as everybody else. I don't think it's one of the top 3 Zelda games ever made. I would probably put it like at number 5, maybe at number 5. This GameCube version has issues. I think if I played the Wii U remaster with some fixes, it would be higher, but the Triforce Quest drove me absolutely insane, and you sail very slow in this version. But those are just minor complaints in what is a really, really fantastic game. Again, the Wii U version fixes those problems, so I do need to try that one out. But Wind Waker, this is an all-timer. Twilight Princess on GameCube. I played through this when I was a kid on the Wii. I've never had the GameCube version, and it is the most expensive game I've ever purchased that I've never put in my GameCube once. I do want to play it. I was on a huge Zelda kick when I bought this, and it's been so long since I touched this game, but I remember liking this one a lot, so it would probably rank up really highly. A lot of people like to criticize it for being just Ocarina 2.0. That sounds wonderful to me. That sounds really, really great. So I need to pop this one in, give it a try. Maybe before the next Zelda game comes out, I could play this for my pre-Zelda hype. Moving right along, Luigi's Mansion. This is like one of the most aesthetic Nintendo games. People always remember Luigi's Mansion. The music is great. The whole atmosphere is incredible in this game. The gameplay is a little monotonous. If you go back to the first Luigi's Mansion, it hasn't aged entirely well. It kind of gets a little grindy and monotonous towards the end of it, but overall, Luigi's Mansion, it's really short, so it's fun to just pop this one in for like a weekend, have a good time, and be done with it for 2 years. Madden 2005, I thrifted this, so it was cool just to find it. Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. This is a really, really quality arcade golf game. My cat just knocked over again. Favorite part about this game is that it doesn't really mix things up too much. It's just like your typical meter golf. There are some power-ups, but you can only use them sparingly. It's a very generic golf game in that respect, but I think it's really, really solid at what it does, and it's just really, really fun. The first 2 Mario Golf games, in my opinion, are my favorite. After that, they kind of got worse. The one on Switch, I really don't like that game. So this one, excellent. Mario Kart Double Dash. I mean, I always thought this was the best Mario Kart until Mario Kart 8 came out, but it still does something unique that no other game in the series has, and it makes it worth owning it. This game is getting kind of expensive nowadays. It's about like $80, but I think it's worth it. You should pick it up. All right, Mario Party 4. For years, I always said my favorite Mario Party was Mario Party 4 because I played this when I was young, and it was the only Mario Party we had, and I really, really liked it because it was Mario Party. Now, having played Mario Party 2, Mario Party 3, Mario Party 4, Mario Party 7. This one ranks pretty low for me. Medal of Honor Frontline, along with 007, this was the game that my brother and I played a ton. Just split screen multiplayer. I can just remember there's one pistol in this game that's like really chunky and fat and kills you in one shot, and we just used to go around and play basically Golden Gun with that. This game's really, really great. It has an awesome opening. Great, great stuff. Medal of Honor Rising Sun. This game also, it's kind of the same situation. Me and my brother would just swap out Frontline and Rising Sun. This game has also a great intro that starts at Pearl Harbor, so they really were nailing these games. Medal of Honor was great if you were a GameCube fan. Mega Man Anniversary Collection, this one still holds up. I know that the jump and the shoot button are swapped, which is kind of like a sin, but if you can get past that, I mean, it's all of the Mega Man games through 8 and a couple bonus ones, including the arcade fighting game. So there's a lot of content here. There's a lot of Mega Man in this Anniversary Collection, and considering this is like 20 bucks, you could do worse. Metroid Prime, this is an amazing game. I talked about it more in my Switch collection video. Unfortunately, this is just not the best way to play the game anymore, so this is more of a novelty than anything. Minority Report, this was in that thrift haul that I got. Unfortunately, I don't know if you can see this, but yeah, this disc is messed up. So I need to get this one resurfaced. Namco Museum. This one's cool. There is a better Namco Museum release later on in the GameCube, so you should get that one. But I like Namco games, so I got it anyway. NBA Live 2004. I thrifted this one with the Madden, so just cool to have it. NBA Street. This is a fun NBA Jam style arcadey basketball game. This one I got at GameStop for really cheap. I think it was 10 bucks, and it's a complete in box with the reg card. So yeah, I'm not going to complain about that one. Adding a GameCube game to my collection for under $10 or under 15 bucks, I'm going to take that. NFL 2K3, I think I thrifted this. Outlaw Golf. I was really excited to try this kind of trashy golf game, and it's terrible. I really don't like it. I played it with a friend. He really didn't like it. I don't like this game. Pac-Man World 2. This is one of my favorite games. It's just such a pure platformer. It's really innocent. It's really fun. Never played Pac-Man Versus though. But Pac-Man World 2, this was one that I had as a kid and was always in love with it. And going back to it, it's just as good as I remember. Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. I have this version of the game, and that's why I don't have the Switch remaster. Technically, it's a remake on Switch, but I'm going to stick with this one, and when I want to play Thousand-Year Door, I'll just play this one. All right, Pokemon Coliseum. I think this is one of the most valuable GameCube games I have, but I love this game a lot. I had it when I was a youngin', and because of that, Umbreon and Espeon are two of my favorite Pokemon. I'm not really that much of a Pokemon guy, but this game is a little bit different. It's not as much of a creature catcher, and I think that's why I like it. Pool Paradise. Me and one of my buddies have a good running joke that Pool Paradise is the best game on GameCube, and that's why I have it. It's actually a really good pool simulator. Like, I will say simulator because you could change every setting in this game and really fine-tune your pool experience to however you want. So if you want a premier pool game, this is actually not a bad option for you. Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, one of the only games I've ever bought on Whatnot, but it's also just a really good 3D platformer with combat elements and a time reversal mechanic. It's a shame that we haven't seen the HD remaster of this game yet. It is coming, I believe, but super excited to play that when it comes out. Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones. I've never played this one. Actually, the Prince of Persia game I always wanted to play as a kid was Warrior Within, and it's the one I don't own. So I will have to pick that up when I find it. Rainbow Six Lockdown. I found this in the big thrift store haul, and it does work. One of the few complete games that was in that. Resident Evil 0. This is my original copy that I lent to a friend, or gave to a friend, when I was probably 15, and he still had it, and he gave it back to me. I love Resident Evil. Resident Evil 0 is just okay. There's problems with this game. You can look at any review of it. I won't go super in-depth with it, but they got rid of the item boxes. You have to play as these two characters simultaneously and try to manage inventories between them, and there's no boxes, so you drop items on the ground. It's just kind of messy. It's a messy release. They could have done better with this one. Resident Evil Remake. Again, this is a like all-time classic game. They just nailed it. It looks amazing. It sounds amazing. They made great additions. They cut a few bad moments from the original game. Well, bad. Jill sandwich. In my grand Resident Evil rankings, this one's actually not my favorite. I don't know what it is about the remake, though. Like, there's something about this game, and it doesn't have the cheesy sound effects or the dumb voice acting and the campiness. It kind of takes it down a few notches for me, but I really can't knock it too much. This is one of the most celebrated games ever, and for very good reason. Resident Evil 2. This is one of my favorite games of all time, straight up. This is such a comfort game for me. I'll play it once a year. Absolutely enjoy myself playing it. I love every single bit of this game. It is so classic. It improves on everything from the first Resident Evil and still holds up if you can get past the tank controls, which I promise are not a hindrance. This is how this game was made. It's how it's meant to be played. Leon and Claire, an amazing cast, a great story. Ooh, I could just go on and on about how good Resident Evil 2 is. This game is absolutely incredible. A lot of that same stuff applies to Resident Evil 3. RE3 is more survival horror goodness. It's classic Resident Evil at its finest. Nemesis actually makes the game pretty scary because it's tense, and there's random aspects of this game which really crank up the intensity. This game, to me, has a feeling of dread that the other ones don't. I just don't know what's going to come around the corner. I don't play it religiously, so I don't know when Nemesis is going to pop up all the time. And he's really foreboding in this game. He's really fast, and he's tough, and he will kill you. So yeah, Resident Evil 3, nothing to mess around with. This game is also excellent, and you should play it. Resident Evil 4. I love this game. I love it more than the remake, but you should probably play it on Wii or any HD version. Don't get the GameCube version now. It's just not worth it. It's not content complete. It plays in a window, and it's the first version of it to come out, and it's cool to have it for historical purposes, but if you're going to play it, this probably isn't the way to do it. Resident Evil Code Veronica X. Ooh, you can see me back there. Hey, this game is really expensive for no good reason. It's like $10 on PS2, and it's over $150 on GameCube. I just needed it to complete my Resident Evil set. It's a great game with flaws. There are some issues with this game that are, in my opinion, quite serious. You can actually soft lock the game for yourself, and if you don't know what's going to happen, you can really screw yourself over and need to start the game from the beginning. Other than those problems, this is just more great Resident Evil. And I like the 3D backgrounds in this one. A lot of people say that like the pre-rendered look was better for RE. I think this game takes on a new cinematic approach with the way that the camera moves in some of these preset locations. It's not all pre-rendered anymore. The camera does move a little bit, but it's very cinematic. It looks really good. And it plays good. I mean, it's a fun Resident Evil game, just has issues. This one's due for a remake, and I think we're going to be getting it soon. Shark Tale and Shrek 2. Remember when I said I got paid in GameCube games once? These were both included in that. Otherwise, I would not have these games. I don't even have childhood memories with them. But yeah, they're both in really good shape. Following that up, we have two mega games, Sims 2 and Sims 2 Pets. She loves these games. Actually, Sims 2 on GameCube is interesting because there's like a story mode, and you play it in like a third person. Like, it's not, the camera doesn't float above you. You just actually control your sim. You don't point and click. That's really interesting. So these games are kind of cool releases on GameCube, and you can check them out because they're not like the ones that you can get on PC right now. All right, splicing this one in a little out of order. This is Sims Bustin' Out, but if you can see, I have an LGR sticker on it, and it's signed by LGR down here. I met him at the Long Island Retro Gaming Expo last year, and he signed this copy of Sims, which I then gifted to my fiance. So super cool. Shout out to Clint. This was awesome. Yeah, this is one of my favorite things in my collection. This one's above the shelves in my desk that you can see in my videos. I don't know if it's in frame all the time, but yeah, this is super cool. All right, Sonic Adventure 2, the best Sonic game ever made in my opinion. This game is a classic. It was great on the Dreamcast, and it's even better on GameCube. And now it's really, really expensive because of the Sonic movie. This was once $50. All of last year it was $50. It was probably $40 the year before, and now it's over $100. So if you want it, you got to pay up for this baby. However, you can play this on like Steam. It's also on PS3 if you have a PS3 to go back and play it like that. But Sonic Adventure 2 is definitely one you don't want to miss. Sonic Mega Collection. This might still be the best Sonic collection ever made. It's the definitive way, in my opinion, to play all of the original Sonic games, 1, 2, 3, Sonic and Knuckles. You can play them all in 4x3. The original music is in Sonic 3, which is hard to come by these days. Even on Steam, they changed it. And yeah, it's just got a really great lineup. If you can get a third-party GameCube controller with a good D-pad, this is an excellent way to play all of these games. Still holds up, and it's really cheap. All right, Sonic Riders, another game going up in price because of the Sonic movie. Also another game that was given to me. When I played this as a kid, I actually really liked it. I thought it was faster than Mario Kart, and it was just a little bit harder to learn. And I still stand by that. This is actually a fun racing game, and if you give it a shot and give it some effort, it takes a little bit to get used to, but it's a very rewarding racer. So Sonic Riders, actually worth a shot if you want to go back and play an old Sonic racing game. The first Sonic Riders. Don't play the one on 360. Soul Calibur 2. Of course, I needed this for Link, but this is a really great fighting game. When I was young, I got into a big Soul Calibur kick and played the hell out of this game, and it was awesome. It's still awesome, too. I haven't played it as much since I got it, but I really needed for the records. It's also an insanely beautiful case. Just this black and white with green hints because of Link. Oh, so good. Spider-Man, more childhood filler. This version is not too bad. Spider-Man 2 gets a lot of credit. Look how huge this GameCube like ring is. I don't know why the template is so massive in this one, but look at it next to Soul Calibur. It's like double the size. I know this is a stupid thing to notice, but when you buy a bunch of GameCube games and you look at them all the time, it's things you notice, man. Since Bells, my sister-in-law gave me this, and I was just shocked that she gave me this game of all of them, and it's actually pretty rare and valuable. I won't get rid of it, but this is kind of like Crash Bandicoot Light for kids, and just way worse than those games, but it's a little interesting. You know, who's talking about Spirits and Spell these days? Nobody. Splinter Cell Pandora tomorrow. I bought this game because it was really cheap at one of my local game stores, and I haven't played it. I do like Splinter Cell. Lights, Camera, Pants. If you have childhood memories with this game, you will want to go back and play it eventually. It's kind of like Mario Party. And yeah, that's exactly what we did, and it was still fun. It's not like gonna blow your socks off or anything, but it's a good time. The SpongeBob movie game. All right, Battle for Bikini Bottom and this game are like two pretty good 3D platformers. They kind of showed out. THQ, props to them. This is a good movie license game. 007, Everything or Nothing. This was from that big thrift store pickup, and there's a copy of FIFA Street and Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. Super Monkey Ball. I found this at a Goodwill very recently, and it's in beautiful shape. Oh my god, it's more Super Monkey Ball. But inside is Star Fox Adventures. I guess something kind of interesting is when I had the, like, just the art for this game, and this empty case with Star Fox Adventures in it, it actually had this Black Label art, and then when I thrifted it, it had the Player's Choice art, so yeah, I was able to get me a nice Black Label Super Monkey Ball by piecing it together. Alright, Super Monkey Ball 2. This is one of the first GameCube games I bought, and unfortunately, it has like a crack in it, like an actual like crack. You can kind of see it a little bit right there with whatever is the reflection in my TV. But yeah, like it's going through the center of the game and has now hit the data layer, and it is getting bigger. So I'm gonna have to replace this eventually because it's a ticking time bomb. Spy Hunter. I don't really like this game. I saw a couple of YouTube videos defending it, but it's not that great. Melee, this one's an all-time classic. Just such a good platform fighter. It really set the stage for what the Smash series was gonna become. I played the hell out of the first Smash Bros. On N64, and then when I got this when I was a kid, this game was just mind-blowing. It's so much better in every way. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2003, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2004. These are both really good golf games. They're very arcadey. They don't take themselves too seriously. In fact, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2004 is bonkers. This game is just out of control. It's so funny. It's a really entertaining play, but yeah, just there's a lot to say about this game. Maybe one day I will say it. TMNT, shout out to my friend Justin who gave me this game. I played it when the movie came out. I actually bought it in excitement for the movie. And yeah, it's a fine beat 'em up. There's other TMNT games on GameCube, 1, 2, and 3. Those are better, but this one's fine. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4. I've said this in one of my shorts before. I had Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 on PS1 at the time when it came out. I mean, that was an inferior version of the game at launch, but this is a excellent game, and they're about to remaster it. And again, if it doesn't start with TNT, if that remaster does not open with AC/DC, I'm going to start a riot.
Alright guys, that's all I got for you. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.